Hey everyone, welcome to my live stream. To bring you guys up to speed, oh man, that was the last day of vacation. Uh, the fair went great, had a lot of fun. Didn't stay some days as later as we had originally planned. I released some videos of the fair while I was on some rides. I had to be careful on certain people being on the rides and things like that. So I had to kind of cut certain things out and that kind of deal. And I kind of had to mute certain things. But for the most part, you got a feel of what it was like on some of the rides there at the fair. A lot of the acts that we saw, I really wasn't able to record and send out a bunch. Um, it was okay. I talked to the people from uh, Hairball, and they said, "Yeah, go ahead." They didn't care, so I tried to release some of that footage. Although it didn't come out the best because they weren't playing. They were doing renditions. They weren't playing like exact songs of different artists from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So there was no copyright issues on that. It was a good thing too because I did some of that stuff was being released, but like some of the comedy acts and things like that, there was a big, huge copyright thing, so I wasn't able to record and release some of that. Um, Copyright infringements, that kind of thing. The really cool thing was the fact that I got a chance to see some friends of mine double vision. Uh, Let me show you a picture of them right there. They were actually out at the fairgrounds, an autographed picture from them. And yeah, they're a great bunch of people. I with this being the last day, second day of community day for the Eevee, I had canceled Magic. Last week I think is when we decided to cancel Magic, the Gathering, and we decided to do Pokemon Go yesterday and today, and with the Eevee Evolution. I didn't record or do any live streaming like originally I was going to. In a way, it was kind of a good thing because of all the people that were there. Uh, Internet was kind of hit and miss at times with cellular like that, which was a good thing I didn't do it. I mean, you're talking about a couple hundred people at least. A lot of cellular interference, that kind of thing. Today went exceptionally well, and so did yesterday. I think I caught like a total of 6 or 7 shadow type EVs. Evolved them the first day, and got 3 Flareons, 2 Jolteons, and a Vaporeon, and got one Vape. And so I left the other one, the other Eevee. And then today I caught, I think, 6 more Shadow type Eevees. I haven't evolved any of them or anything like that. I'm thinking of trying to get like Umbreon and that kind of thing, those evolutions. But somebody told me in order to do that, I have to walk 10 kilometers with the Eevee as my buddy. And then after I've got 10 kilometers in on walking with it, it'll have the opportunity of evolving into one or the other, and it depends on what time I do the evolution, whether it's in the morning or the evening, decides on what it's going to be. I hope that's correct, but I don't know. Really don't know how that's going to work. I'll have to try to get a hold of Niantic and find out how I can get the shadow type of those two, if it's even available. Um, if it's not available, then I guess I'll have like another 7 EVs that are, you know, shadow type, and I don't think I'll evolve them then. So I haven't changed it over yet, making one of them my buddies yet, because right now I'm still running with Chanseys. And the reason why I'm still running with Chanseys is I'm trying to power up some of my Blissies. I've got a few that are under 3,000, and I'm trying to get enough candies to take those up to 3,000. I've got some that are like strong. I've got about four of them that are simply amazing, and I've got one that's near perfect. And so I'm trying to get those all up over 3,000. I've got one that's already it's what almost 3,100 and something. And yeah, those ballistas are nice. Um, because eventually I'm going to get it back into doing gym battles and trying to take over more gyms and getting a gold in it. And if I can get a Blissey in there, I can hold it longer. It'll be harder to defeat. Um, you know, this weekend I think I made 2 gyms gold. So I think I finally got the gold medal on 2 gyms, which takes me to I think 44 or 45, which is nice. But it's still nowhere near 130 something that's in Sioux Falls. So I've got a long ways to go on that. And remember, that's part of my YouTube channel challenge for myself. The getting 1,000 candies for every creature is well underway. I've got quite a few of them that are already well over 1,000. I've got a couple that are like 2,000, and so I think overall, I think I'm looking at like 18 or 19. Some of them are like close, like my Pikachu candies, like 900 and something. It's amazing how close some of them really are, and then there's other ones that are like maybe 40, 50. I did end up using the last of my Stardust. I had at almost a 200,000 for my Stardust. Just trying to max out some of the perfect creatures I had. That was very interesting to watch 10, 20,000 Stardust disappearing. Just crazy. 10, 12 candies of the particular creatures just disappearing just like that every time I power it up. I don't know if it was really worth it, but it does power up my creatures to the max. And when I get it to the max, well, then I really don't need to worry about catching that creature ever again because it's kind of pointless after that. But I'm still going to do it to get it up to that 1,000 mark. Venom Moth, I got rid of all those candies today, powering one of them up, my perfect one. And so that one's starting out at 0, and now I've got to get that back up to near 1,000. That was very painstaking to watch that drop from like 700 all the way down, just powering up one creature again and again and again and again. That's the bad part for when you catch a perfect creature. Um, just so some of you know out there that do follow the channel, some of those perfect creatures have high CP, and some of those perfect creatures have very low CP. And which is nice because you don't need to use a fast TM or a charge TM if you end up with a perfect creature because you basically got the best of the best. So all you're doing is just powering that thing up all the way. Every time you power it up, you're gaining HP for that creature. So the CP, the creature power, or combat power, doesn't really have a huge impact on whether it's a good creature or not. Uh, Case in point, I had a 600 and some Venomoth today that I tried to take up to the max, and it's really close to the max, but not there yet. And it was really, really, we're just watching my Stardust go down and down and down. Watching my candies, the Venonat candy, just go down and down and down to down to zero for the Venonat candy was just like, oh man, that's a lot of candies to power that thing up. But in the long run, too, then when I do take those creatures that are perfect into battle, and I don't throw them in gyms normally, but when I get it into the battle phase, um, they do what you would expect a creature like that to do. Case in point, I had two perfect Beedrills, and I actually took them into gym battle today. They showed up on my battle screen that I was taking them in, and yeah, um, my 1,777 Beedrill walk through a gym of 5 Pokemon, and I took it all the way through the whole gym at half motivation. And I was like, oh my gosh, this thing didn't take crap for damage, and it's dealing just immense damage. Um, the charge attack, man, that was devastating. Um, the first creature alone, I didn't even use any of the charge attack. It was just the basic attack because I was trying to build up my charge attack. And the fast TM just, man, took out this creature. It was like super effective. And it went through this creature like you wouldn't believe. And so then I got to the second creature. And I just a little bit more to get that charge TM all the way up, and one attack on that next creature, and then I used my charge attack, and it just wiped it out. Literally. I mean, took it from like almost full strength all the way down to nothing. And then the next creature showed up, the third one, and I just started beating the crap out of it. And because it got a weather boost today. And so I'm just doing boom, 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 boom over and over and over again. And I took the creature out. And I'm thinking, man, I still got like two more creatures to run through. Am I going to make it? Because my beater wasn't quite in the yellow, but it was close. And the next creature came up, and heck, I took like 3 or 4 shots on it, and got my charge thing all the way up, and I'm like, boom, I just released it, and it took the next creature out. So, I'm already on 4, and I'm like, well, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to make it through number 5, you know. So I get to the 5th creature, and I just kept attacking it over and over and over and over and over again, and I'm just watching it go from green, 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 yellow, 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 red, and out. And I was like, oh my gosh, this 1777 just took out the CPs of like almost 3,000 creatures that yeah, I'm just totally amazed by it. And then I'm like, okay, well, my next Beedrill's completely maxed out. Let's see what I can do with that one. So I went through the gym for the final time today, and that second Beedrill showed up, and I'm like, let's see what I can do with this thing. And I'll tell you, that was just totally amazing. It was like deja vu. And it was just wiping them out. In fact, the first creature, I didn't even get a chance to take the charge TM all the way up. The second creature, it was like 4 or 5 shots on it, and then it's like, sure, why not? I used the fact, the charge effect, and boom, out it went. And I'm like, okay, wow, it's deja vu all over again. The third creature, I did that all the way through, and I didn't even get a chance to finish getting my charge attack up. And then I'm on to the 4th one already. And I'm like, my gosh. And I'm hitting it and hitting it and hitting it, and it's just going down a little bit each time. And I finally got my charged up, and boom, I wiped out number 4. And I'm like, wow. And then my Beedrill hadn't taken hardly any damage because it had, perfect defense and perfect HP. It's maxed out. same amount, 1,700, and yeah, I just saw what two beadrills that are perfect could do today, especially with the weather boost. I was just totally blown away because I'd never seen I never had a beadrill in battle with me. Um, I mean, I've taken my perfect Venomoth in the battle many times, and yeah, they're crazy. And then I teamed up with some other Valor players, and my Gengar was just didn't matter which one I had, because I literally been keeping like the best I could find. And yeah, they were just walking through creatures left and right. In fact, none of my creatures died today doing battles. They only died when I was throwing them in gyms and people were beating the heck out of them that way. Um, so I didn't even use any of my revives today. I went through a whole bunch of potions though, which was fine because I got to get rid of some of my items, and rather than just throwing them in the recycle bin, hey, use them when you use them if you got them. I did end up having to get rid of some of my when I was going and getting items. I did have to get rid of some of my basic revives. I'm running at 370 max revives, which means you just if your creature's dead, you use that and it brings it back, it revives it, and extends it to full health. So, seeing as how I'm using my better or best creatures for battling, they have a tendency to get pretty close to getting wiped out. I haven't been letting them get wiped out because uh, then it doesn't count as a win from my opponents that are in the gym. So if I go through a gym and they wipe me out, it counts as a victory for them. Now, if I go through and I wipe them out without losing a single creature, they don't get any victories. So it's a good way of I wouldn't say cheating my opponents, but when you're given six creatures and you're going up against six creatures and you don't even kill off, let alone two. Yeah, they don't get any credit. You just literally knock them out of gyms, and that's about it. And that's what I did today. That's what I did after I did the community day. Once I got the shinies, it was like okay, I got what 6 or 7 one day, and I got like 6 or 7 the next day. My candies were up to over 15 or over 1,500 for Eevee candies, and it's like okay, what do I do? Now I really don't have much space anymore for items, other than having to replace the Pokeballs. So and I did have to. The bad part is I had to get rid of one of my Kingstone the other day, and I had to send some of the. The sad part is yes, I had to throw some gift boxes away because I wanted to have up near 2,000 for this Pokemon Community Day run, and today was pretty short. Uh, Finally got the silver in raid battles, 104. And today we actually shot it up to about 107, I think. I'm at 107 now for raids, which was nice. Finally passed that 100 mark, and then literally within 2 days, I put it that much further. Um, my friends list has been expanded to 17 people. So for those of you that decided to become friends with me, I appreciate it. Hopefully, I can go through these gift boxes and, not be throwing any of them away anymore. I mean, because that's kind of depressing, really, in a way. Throwing away items that, somebody else could use or something like that. And I'm pleased to announce that they're not all Valor, okay? So I'm not being biased, all right? I'm not hating on any one team. And that's one of the things you guys were kind of questioning, you know? saying, "Oh, he's just a Valor player." Yeah, I am just a Valor player, but I play fair. So most of the people that are on my friends list that do play, if I see them in a gym all the time, I won't battle that gym. And I tell them that, hey, just because you're instinct doesn't mean we're enemies, okay? If I see you in a gym, I'm not going to battle it. Now, if somebody else takes you out, that's not my deal. I'm not going to go up and go, oh, hey, I know that guy. I'm going to take him out of this gym. No, I don't play that way. And a lot of the other, like, instinct and mystic players I ran into the last few days, I told them, I said, hey, I don't play that way, so don't have to worry. I mean, if I see you in a gym, I'm not going to target it, okay? I'll leave it go. I don't care. Besides, you need to get your gold for the day. And one of the people asked me, well, you expect me to follow the same rules? I said, no, I don't expect you to follow the same rules. I mean, it'd be nice if you did, but I'm not in it for the gold. I'm in it for the gold gem. You know, that's what I'm in it for. I'm not in it for the gold. And the guy said, well, why can you, why do you say that? I mean, don't you want to get your time in so you can get your gold for the day? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be nice, but you know what? If you're in like 10 or 20 gyms in a day, doesn't matter how long you're in there, you're gonna get your gold for the day regardless, so it doesn't matter. You know, and I had people like literally almost like following behind me and taking me out of the gym. And it's kind of amusing because I'm like, really? Really? Okay. And so today I started using my golden raspberries and because I knew who was trying to take me out, and it's somebody that I had mentioned in one of my other videos because that's the type of player he is. And I knew who it was because I had seen him, and knew he was in the area. And then he stopped over by where the gym was, and I knew what he was doing, so I golden raspberried all the creatures. I waited till he took it down under halfway, you know, and I'm like, okay, fine. You want to be a jerk? I'll be a jerk back. Golden raspberry, golden raspberry, golden raspberry, golden raspberry. Heal them all up. So what do you do? You'd think after realizing that you're wasting your time battling it, he went through and tried to battle it again. So I let him take it down. And I'm sitting there staring at my screen on my phone, you know, and I'm watching these creatures' motivation go down. And I'm like, yep, he's going to the next one. Okay, he's going to the next one. And I'm watching the motivation drop on these creatures. And what was ironic is at the time I wasn't even at that location. I was literally like across the street, down about 4 blocks from the gym. But I had it up on my screen, and I was watching the gym because when you have a creature in, you can remote heal it. And so I'm sitting there watching it and watching him take it down, and I'm like, okay, fine. Guess what? I'm healing them all back up again. I must have did that like 3 times to him before he finally, you know, figured this ain't getting me nowhere, and he left. I'm like, you know, you've done that crap to me so many times, and you sat there and you battled the gym right after I put a creature in. You know what? You're just an SOB, man. You're an SOB. I don't. I'm tired of you. And finally, he got the message. And yeah, I knew there was other Mystic and Instinct players there too, and they already said, no, man, I don't mess around with full gyms. I wait for the motivation to drop. You know, we're out here on Community Day, and that's what we're supposed to be doing is working together as a community. And we're not supposed to be taking down other people's gyms. We're out there supposed to be doing whatever Community Day tells us to do, which was today catch Eevees. And that's what we were doing, you know. And here's this guy being a jerk, really. And well, the ironic thing is there must have been, I don't know, 40, 50 people that were Valor players out there. It must have been about the same number for Instinct and the same number for Mystic. Well, I've only got 17 friends of mine, so I know none of them were out there doing it because they already said they weren't going to battle gyms today. So it's like, dude, I know exactly who it was, you know, because I had already talked to some Mystic players and they said, nah, they were calling it a quits. And they weren't doing that till after, you know, the EVD deal was going on. And I'm like, okay, so yeah, I know who you were. And so I sat there and I watched him. And it's like, dude, you're the only one that hasn't got a clue on what this day is about. What an arrogant person, you know. And so it's like my friends and I we're just walking around and they're all chuckling because they think it's funny. You know, here he is wasting all his time, and I was basically having to get rid of creatures. So I'm getting rid of creatures so that I could catch more Eevees. And then I flip back and go, oh, look it, he hasn't figured out not to battle it yet. Okay. Get rid of some more creatures. Then I go back to the screen and I'm like, oh, yeah, you're still, you know what? Here, golden raspberry, everything. Okay, I'm back to getting rid of creatures because I can't catch them. I'm freaking maxed. My creature bag's full. So my Pokebag, I could still hold more items. I just couldn't hold any more creatures. So I must have got rid of like 20 or 30 of them. And then, yeah, finally, he got the message that battling the gym wasn't going to get him anywhere. And it's like, okay, well, I'm at another area now. I can get more field researches and I can catch more EVs over here because we had ran out where we were at. So we went through, and that's all we started doing in this other area. It was nice. Got, like I said, didn't matter what area we ended up going to, we were catching them. So we started out at Memorial in Sioux Falls, and that was a pretty popular place. We went to like two other locations after that, and it was like, wow. It was just one of those things. It was nice to see a lot of the people come together. Um, my friends list is up to 17 now, so that's pretty nice. Yes, there's more Valor players that are friends of mine than Mystic players and Instinct players. In fact, yesterday there was a guy that played for Team Instinct, and he says, I play for Instinct, and I've already got 45 friends that are Instinct players. I don't need any more. I was like, okay. I was just looking for somebody that played every day, and I wanted to put you on my friends list so that I wasn't throwing away, gift bags. And he goes, well, I don't need any more players as friends. I'm like, okay. It's like, wow. I thought you'd really be nice to, have the more the merrier, but no, he only wanted Instinct players to be his friends. And it's like, well, I'm glad I don't think that way. You know what I mean? Because, today doing raid battles, it was a mix. It was only like, what, two, maybe three times doing raid battles today that it was just all Valor players. It seemed like every other one we were in was a Mystic players and Instinct players doing the raids. So he's just a narrow-minded fool. And it's people like that kind of make the game difficult. Really it does. It reminds me of that other level 40 player that I won't mention. But yeah, it's like, dude, it's not a Han Solo act. Sure, it's one person can go up and take out a gym. One person can go out and take down what, level two, maybe even a level three raid by themselves. But it's not the way the game has become designed. It used to be one person could hold a gym. Now it's a team effort to literally build a gym, to keep a gym, and to sustain it. It's not a Han Solo act. Yeah, one person can build himself up and get his creatures built up and stuff like that, but to work together as a team, it requires a team effort. You know, and until those people actually start figuring it out, they're not going to get anywhere. I know I can do as much as I can by myself, but I can't do it all. And that's one of the things. Even with reaching some of my goals that I want to reach, you know, when I go and I get into a gym, if I'm the only one in there, I can pretty much guarantee I'm going to be taken out. Uh, if there's more people in the gym, it's less likely to be taken out. Especially, then all of us can work together to maintain it by healing up each other's creatures. And yeah, I mean, as a team, you will succeed. United, you will succeed. Divided, you will fail. You will fall. And that's not just my words. Those are words of a lot of important people through history. United we stand, divided we fall. And we are the United Nations. Part of it, you know. We are the United States. Our country was founded on unity, unity of purpose, unity of means, and the video game Pokemon Go is literally no different. It's a unity working together, not just in individual teams, but when you go up against those raid bosses, you need to be united. You need to work together. Then your team went from just one color to all three, and yeah, that's my rant for the day. Pokemon Go went great, and remember unity, working together. Together we can accomplish anything. Um, Strength in numbers. Doesn't matter how you put it, man. That's my rant for the day. That's also my exhortation for you, my encouragement. I hope you enjoy this video, and I look forward to seeing and talking to you all later. Again, thank you very much for joining together as friends of mine and leaving your questions and comments and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. I will definitely talk to you guys later throughout the week. Back to my normal work week tomorrow. So I will talk to you later. Have a great rest of the. Well, I guess it's evening now, or night, morning. Anyway, take care. You guys are the best, and have fun. Enjoy what's left of the summer. Bye.